All right, we're back. So here we notice that the name of Allah is different. The name of Allah is different. Let us see, we have somebody, maybe he's a Muslim. You are calling him. Hello? Yeah, mostly this is Fakira. Fakira. Yeah, the guy don't speak Arabic. He said the F word to Allah. He translated the Quran without knowing the language, and he is the genius. And he is the one who agreed that he's a prophet of Allah, disobey Allah. And he said this guy is genius. He said, this Fakira said the prophet disobey Allah as a messenger, not as a prophet. So Muhammad now is too personal. Muhammad the messenger and Muhammad the prophet. Muhammad the prophet don't commit sin. Muhammad the messenger, he commits sin. I mean, have you ever heard of a stupid argument? Mental. Mental. You can call me. No, you cannot call me. I want Muslims to call me. Don't send me messages says I can call you. Only if you are a Muslim. You see, guys, the mentality of the Muhammadan not only is awkward, not only it's a drugs mentality, it's a stupid, and they have schizophrenia. How Muhammad as a messenger he sinned, but Muhammad as a prophet he don't. But isn't this the same person? So we don't want to waste our time with someone filthy. His tongue is filthy, his mouth is filthy, the F word come in his mouth every 2 seconds. Even he said the F word to his prophet. And then he claimed in his stupidity that Muhammad as a messenger he does sin, but Muhammad as a prophet he don't. As now we have two Muhammad. Muhammad Santa Claus and Muhammad the prophet. So as you see, the Muslims, the Muhammadan, they have this ability to tell us what Allah means. They don't know what Allah means. And Allah never mentioned in the Old Testament, neither in the New Testament. And we have a proof. We can prove it so easy, not only by going to the book, but by using their own reference. Do we have any Muhammadan is willing to give us a call and take that challenge to tell us why? You know, remember the Muslims, they say that Abraham was a Muslim. Any Muhammadan? They say Abraham was a Muslim. Okay, what the name Abraham he used when he was a Muslim to worship Muhammadans? They say to us that Jacob was a Muslim. All right. I'm not going to go in details, because if Abraham was a Muslim, then he should promote Islam, which is to lie, to cheat, to, you know, to be child molester, to be like Andrew Tate. But I'm not going to go into details. How come and where we can find that those people worship somebody, his name is Allah? Okay, we have, you know, we have somebody. Are you a Muslim, Mr. Abbas? Why you don't call me Abbas? Okay, call me kiddo, you know. Mr. Abbas, you know. And by the way, Mr. Abbas, do you even know what your name means? You don't know. Mr. Abbas, he said, you said El mean God, not Allah. Okay, genius, tell me what does Ilah or Elo mean in Old Testament, for example, Ezra 7:23. You know, when a Muslim, he squeezes himself harshly, I'm afraid that no mayonnaise still is coming. What about you call me right now, and as long you mention to me Ezra, you know, I challenge you to call me and tell me who is Ezra and what he said and what he worshiped. Go ahead, I'm waiting. Can you call me? Would you please call me? Let us see, we have somebody texting. Okay, I'm a Muslim. Mostly this is Fakira. You know, Fakira, she is a bug. She thinks she is a cute. Let us see if it's Fakira or not. Hello? 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 I'm fine. You are a Muslim?
Well, yeah, well, I don't know if you remember me. I'm the Palestinian. I had the dream of Jesus.
Okay.
Yeah, I've
So,
been meaning to call you because I'm like, technically, I'm not, I don't know. I can't access the chat, but I'm still watching your live every day. And
okay.
yeah, I just wanted to call and say thank you. Well, technically, I'm like in between, you could say.
What
Um,
between mean? Why you don't make decision?
well, no, I want to say that, one second here. Yeah, so I don't know. I wanted to call because first of all, I'm blocked, so I watch your channel every day, but I can't even talk in the chat. I don't know. Maybe I said something wrong, and
Yeah,
I'm trying to.
maybe I blocked you because sometimes if people they become annoying, they keep repeating something. Like if you spam the text, you might get blocked.
No, no, it wasn't that. I think when I was still trying to be Abdul.
Yeah, but usually we don't block Abdul unless they are doing something not annoying, like keep repeating the same thing, you know?
I want to say
Yeah.
like your content really opened my eyes to a lot of stuff, but now my family. I don't know, brother. I told Lisa because I'm in the thing with her in the Discord
Yeah.
that I would like to convert on live if I decide to do so. I would like to do it on live,
Hmm.
but it's weird, I just wanted to say, and I could keep this nice and short. Islam, like when you learn, it's kind of like a band-aid ripping off, but I feel like the band-aid, whatever you call the virus of Muhammad.
Yeah.
It's I feel that I take a long time more than others, but I definitely know that something's very wrong with Islam. And I brought it up to my family, and the type of person I am, I just keep studying and studying, studying, and it's very draining. So I took a couple months off. Now I'm back to watching your content. I'm watching it all the time. But do you think that just the Bible is the best way to give someone that last push? Because I mean, okay, I feel like I want to say that I have like a Jehovah's Witness kind of understanding, and I
Hmm.
know you're not a fan of that. I just feel that Jesus is separate from. I'm just really struggling with the Trinity, I guess I could say. And then, but you said in the Old Testament that God came to Abraham as a man. So, and then I looked it up, and I'm like, so I know that God can do all things. I guess that I'm
You know, in
just
a very
feel
easy way,
like.
if you ask anyone, you will see that the word Elohim is not a singular name. Elohim is a word meaning gods. But all of us, we knew, the
Right.
Jews, they believe in one God, correct?
Mm,
So
yes.
how they believe in one God, yet they say gods, you know?
Well,
It doesn't,
and I wanted to say,
it doesn't like, when we say gods, that's mean the appearance of the language, there's gods, not one God. So Elohim from the beginning speak of
right,
the multi-person God, which is God. So God the Son, God the Holy Spirit, God the Father. And if you are trying to say, I have understanding of Jehovah Witnesses, well, Jehovah Witnesses, they don't have our Bible. They add things is not there, and they have a false translation. As an example, if you go to the book of John, this is very simple example from the beginning. They say a God, so the word was a God, and a God in English, what does that mean? Mean there's many gods, right? But this is
right.
not what the Bible says in the original manuscript. It says and the word was God, not a God. So, and if they say there's a God, that's mean even the God is not unknown, is unknown. You know, if I say a tree, it's
Right.
mean I do not even know the tree. So this will bring more stupid things. So there's many cults like Muhammad cult. They add things to other belief. Like Muhammad, he copies some from the Christians, some from the Jews, some from the Arab. So Allah is the God of the Arab. Messiah is the God of the Christians. But Muhammad, he failed even to take the God of the Jews. Who is the God of the Jews? Until now, and this is our topic today, until now we cannot find the God of the Jews in the Quran. Like, why the Quran never mentioned the word Elohim? Adonai,
Right. And
you
why did
know?
Muhammad never say he's the comforter? And why did like
No, no, why he did not mention certain words? I mean, what the problem? What is short of?
yeah, it's very strange. Well, and then even my cousins asked something about the Nicene Creed. I'm like, that has nothing. I don't know. I want to point
The
something out.
Nicene, my friend, that conference is just to confirm that Jesus was exist from the beginning. It's not about if Jesus was God or not.
Right.
A group of Christians says this is the argument. Jesus was born in a certain time. The other Christian, they say no, he is from the beginning, and this is what it proved in the, as an example, John, chapter number 1. So that was not about if they accept Jesus to be God or not. So when the Muslim, they big mouth, they say, oh, you know what? You know, this is where the Christianity started. But this is not, no, the Christian already, they are debating not about Jesus, if he's God or not, if he was from the beginning with the Father, or there is a certain point where he was born of the Father. That's all. So both Christian, let us say, parties, the heretic one and the one who is, we are the Christian today, they agree that Jesus is divine and he is God. So Muslims, they lie again when they fabricate such a news and they say such a thing. Let me ask you before I finish my call with you. Do you know what Allah mean?
Well, people say it's a name, and then they say it's just a name for the singular God.
What the word
The
mean?
Jews.
Okay, if it's a name,
What is
it
that?
have to have a meaning.
The actual.
What what
I
what your parents they said to you as a Muslim? Your parents, did you
they
ever ask them what Allah mean or Sheikh?
my father passed young, and then my mom was kind of very Americanized liberal, not liberal, but
All
she
right.
just not a huge religious
Okay, I
person.
want you to do me a
I
favor. What about you find a Sheikh? You can text me
They
again.
told me it's a unique name, by the way. Sorry to cut you off. They always told us that we don't know what it means. It's a unique name, and then they show you in Google. There's a Allah is written in the clouds and Allahu Akbar. And
Yeah.
I don't
All
know.
right. Well, if you can't find me a sheikh to call me, you can
I
just call anyone of your choice and ask him to join us. I just text me, and I will take your call, and then we shake because we want somebody
it's
professional. He can give us a better answer than yours. Maybe,
maybe
maybe
maybe I'll call Sabil. It's funny because I live 30
I
minutes
would
from
love
there.
to actually. Why you don't
So
call him right now? Live.
I'm too busy calling the other sheikhs. But I wanted to leave you one last point. Maybe, and it is nice talking to you again. And I think I will accept the Lord on live soon enough. But do you think it's a thing with being like, okay, I just want to point that they say that all the Jews and they just don't believe in an Arab prophet. So do you think that it's harder for Arabs to leave Islam because they have, oh, this is our Arab prophet? But it's like,
What
do
do
you
you mean
think it's
by
very
what do you mean by who is the one don't believe in our prophet?
like okay, it was said that okay, the Jews liked Muhammad's message, but they didn't like the man, and the Arab pagans, they liked the man, but they didn't like the message,
Hmm.
right?
Well, my
So,
friend, first of all,
they just blame the Jews and the Christians not accepting a Arabi prophet, that they're all just
oh,
racist, that don't want to believe in an Arabi guy,
yeah,
which makes no sense because
okay.
if you guys say that Ismail is the father of the Arab, well, they believe in Ismail.
Well, first of all, Ishmael, he cannot be the father of the Arab because the books, previous books, long before Islam, say clearly that Ishmael is the mother, is a son of a mother. She's an Egyptian, correct? And
Right,
then the Bible says that Ishmael he married from Egyptian women. So now he have Egyptian from both sides, the mother and his wife, and his father was Aramic. So how the children they will be Arab? In the top of that, the Quran says that there is no messenger came to Mecca before Muhammad. But if I go in the Quran too, there is something very important. The Quran says that Allah he make from the seeds of Jacob, from the seed of Abraham, and he mentioned two names. From the seed of Abraham we made the messengers. He did not mention Ishmael as we see here in the beginning.
huh.
If you read with me here as an example, chapter 6 verse number 84, it says, and we bestowed upon who? About Abraham. And then from those seed which he will quote in the front of us, he said, we bestowed upon him Isaac, and Jacob. Each of them we guided before him. We guided Noah, and Muhammad here he go backward to Noah, which is very weird. And among his progeny, he's going back to who now? To Jacob. David and Solomon and Job and Joseph and Moses
Right.
and Aaron.
Yeah. It's always stressing the line of Israel or Jacob.
Exactly. And then he continues saying, and Zechariah and Yahya and John and Isa and Elias. And then he continue and he say Ishmael. I mean, we are now in the time of Jesus. He go back to Ishmael. So yeah. Muhammad now, Muhammad now is trying to fix it. He forgot somebody, but he should mention Ishmael from the top of the line. You don't say Ishmael in the same line with Jesus. You don't mention Ishmael at the end. So now we are talking about, we are talking now about Ishmael, but we pass Isa, we pass John, we pass Elias, we pass Jacob himself, and now you are remembering Ishmael going back to Abraham. So this is here you see that Muhammad is adding things. He the Muslims agree that Muhammad he don't put Quran like a chapter alone, like together. He say a sentence, they write it down, and then he say a sentence 2 years after, they put it next to that. They try to find a place for it. This one, what the Muslims they say, the compiled Quran. The Quran is not a book, so they put it together. Right. So now this is story here is speaking about this. So Muhammad he said that in one occasion, and maybe after 2 years or 3 years, Muhammad he mentioned this verse, so they put it here. And maybe after 5 years he mentioned this one, so we put it here. So the Quran did not come this way. Even the Muslim themselves, if you go to the website, it's called the According to Revelation. You will see that this verse and this verse and this verse is not mentioned in that city. Muhammad used to live in the city of Medina, which means 10 years ago. So why it's here now? So so the Quran is a very confusing book, but we have a very clear evidence from the Quran that the childhood, the prophethood of Abraham, they are going to be from his children, and they are going to be specifically from the Jews, specifically from Jacob,
Right. So it's almost like, okay, I try to put my head that, okay, I'm not, it's not about being Arabian, but it's like, it's the Indonesians are like, every other tribe in the world knows, okay, if they believe in Christianity, that all the prophets were Hebrew, were Jewish. Okay. So I think that it's just like a very, I guess what I was trying to say, it's a very obsession with the being Arabian and that kind of thing, that they just, not that they don't want to
my friend, the Arab themselves, I don't believe in the racial thing. Muhammad in the beginning, he did not even convince the Arab, and there is tons of verses in the Quran showing you how the Arab refused Muhammad. So nobody refused him because he's an Arab, because there is no way the Arab will refuse an Arab because he's an Arab. That would be silly, right? It's
Right,
like
right, right.
it's like saying to me, the Somalian refused you because you are Somalian, but he is a Somalian like them, so that doesn't make sense. So, but if you go with me in the Quran as an example, just to show you an example, in chapter 29, verse number 27.
9:27. Okay.
Yeah. Here the verse, by the way, is the most stupid verse ever. Because if you read the verse without the bracket, which means it's not in the Quran, everything you see in the bracket is not in the Quran. You know, Ishaq, it says actually Ishaq in Arabic, but they are adding it now in English between two bracket. But notice with me here, and we bestowed on him. Here, there's two big bracket and small bracket. Why? Because Abraham did not mention. Abraham is not mentioned, and we bestowed upon him, and then we skip. There's no Arabic more, and then Ishaq and Yaqub. Okay, now because now we know who is Ishaq and Yaqub, we know he's talking about Abraham. But the verse, because the one who made it is stupid, because shouldn't you say suddenly, where is Abraham? Why you jump to Abraham? Where is Abraham? Here we go. Read the verse before, 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 the verse before. There's no Abraham. And then suddenly this guy, he's speaking about the children of Abraham, but there's no Abraham in the chapter. This is what we are saying. The Quran is compiled, is like, you know, like if somebody, he chopped many chickens, you know, different chickens, and now he is trying to find the leg of this chicken with the other leg of that chicken, you know.
The chicken with 4 arms, yeah.
Yeah, the four, actually Muhammad, by the way, once he was eating, he asked for the shoulder of the goat. And then he gave him the shoulder. The Muslim, they say he finished the whole shoulder. Can you believe it? And then he asked for the second shoulder because he liked the shoulder. The guy, he gave him the second shoulder. Then he asked for the third shoulder. The Bedouin man, he said, Prophet, how many shoulders the goat has? But here you notice how Muhammad here is messed up. He said clearly that we made the prophethood, you know, we made the prophethood from the children of Jacob and Isaac. Look what Muslim did. The Muslim, this is only the answer in Muhammad. They put Muhammad there. Look. Where is Muhammad? You know, what Muhammad? You know, it says, well, kitab. There's no Quran. If you change the translator, remember this is chapter 29, verse number 27. Let us go to different idiot. It says here, look how much text disappear. I mean, this is after taking most of the bracket. And we gave, and there's no Abraham, Isaac and Jacob, and ordained among their progeny the prophethood and revelation. This is the stupid Quran. Allah, he made what? He made from the children of Jacob and Isaac the prophethood. So where is Ishmael?
I don't know, but if I turn Christian, do I have to change my name from Abdul to something else?
My friend, no, I mean, you can change your name. This is up to you. But you see, you know, we will be judged by our fruit, not by our names, the Lord said, you know.
Right.
So you do not need...
you really changed my life. Well, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, actually, if your name is Muhammad, that will be lovely, because that will be a big, you know, big problem for the Muslims. His name is Muhammad, yet he worship Jesus. So keep it Muhammad.